One of the first things that I want to bring up is the idea of what is communication and what is business communication or strategic business communication. Chapter 1 goes through this, and I know you're going to be reading Chapter 1. There's also going to be a quiz that you'll be doing in Chapter 1, as well as a case study. And when you think about communication, there are reports and different meetings that you go to. There are promotional forms of communication, public relations, as well as other types of correspondence with emails, letters, reports, and reports specific to your company or organization as well.
I want to quickly go over the course syllabus with you so that you know some of the expectations in advance. This is the beginning page, which has all the information about the course. One thing I want to point out that I'll be pointing out throughout these upcoming 8 weeks is the fact that each week this course is going to be 4.5 hours. Normally a 16-week course is 2.5 hours per week. This is double that, so it's actually 4.5 hours per week to kind of give you a half hour, cut you some slack. But this course is going to be online. There will be some synchronous courses, but everything you can do online through either Google Hangouts or Blackboard Collaborative. The one thing I also wanted to point out on the syllabus is the fact that I have a home office number that you can feel free to give me a call at, because I will be working from my home office frequently during this semester. The other thing I want to point out is my email. Please make sure you use this sweb@wesco.edu and not the email function in CourseDen. I don't tend to get back as quickly to the email function in CourseDen, and this will ensure that if you have a message, you can send it to me by this email and I can respond more promptly, as well as remind.com. I wanted to quickly just mention the textbooks. These textbooks I pointed out to you before our class in an email. You can rent them, you can buy them used. It is the 3rd edition for the Strategic Management Communication for Leaders. And then there's another smaller book that deals with leadership qualities that I think you're really going to enjoy. You will need to have a webcam for our video chatting on Blackboard Collaborative or Google Hangouts. So if your laptop or computer does not have a webcam, you want to make sure that you get one for this class. They're really inexpensive to buy if you go to Amazon or to even to your local Kroger. All right, so this course is basically, without reading this word for word, is letting you apply all the information from the leadership book and the strategic management communication for leaders to a group project that's going to be kind of focused on sustainability. We're going to be taking an eco-friendly or a sustainable product or service, and you're going to be developing a business plan and presentation. You'll be presenting that using PowerPoint and screen recordings, which you will see firsthand just watching this video. But there's going to be a lot of different elements, again, from the chapters that you'll be applying directly that will help you with your persuasive communication methods, whether it's in writing or orally, as well as utilizing your leadership skills. This next part of the course syllabus just has some of the standards and objectives that we have here at Rutgers College of Business for our AACSB accreditation. And the more important thing I want to point out is what you'll need to do to be successful in this course. So due to the fact this is an online course and it's going to be delivered online 100%, other than meeting online with your team synchronously, you want to make sure that you are in attendance and that you complete all of the assignments when they're due. And also that you are coming to class, the online class, prepared and ready to participate. You want to make sure that you complete the readings, that you analyze the cases, that you take a look at all the different activities that are related to the chapters, as well as the team project, which we will be going over, and you'll be, again, applying information from your textbook to the actual project. So because it's a team project, you want to make sure that you are working well with your team. You'll actually be assessed on your ability to be a team player and a team member. So if for some reason someone on your team is not um, pulling their weight, or they are not actually involved or being active, you need to let me know as soon as possible so that we can rectify the situation and that the team's grade isn't affected in a negative way. Another thing in this course that you want to be aware of is the concept of being professional or demonstrating professionalism. Due to this course, you'll be communicating in writing and you'll be utilizing your video to do your presentations. But when you are in your Google Hangouts meeting with your team members or meeting with me, you want to make sure that you're as professional as possible when you arrive on time. You try not to exit early, that there are no distractions around you when you are on your Google Hangouts with your team. So you're not checking your email or working on your computer, sending messages, having distractions in the background, such as children, television, any of those different things. So you want to make sure that you're aware of that. Another thing in this course that is a little different from some of your other courses is that you're going to be required to hand in professional documents. And when I mean professional, I mean that these documents aesthetically look good and they have proper spelling, grammar, punctuation. All these different things affect your credibility. And if people are not looking at you as being credible because you have incorrect formatting or you have incorrect grammar, punctuation, or spelling, that can affect, again, your credibility in the workplace as well as the grade that you'll be receiving for that paper product in this class. So be aware of that. Another thing is when you do present your presentation, you'll need to make sure that you are as professional as possible. Men are going to have to wear ties and dress shirts. Women are going to have to wear suit coats, blouses that look professional. So you can see this little picture here that is the minimum dress requirements. The other important thing I wanted to point out is meeting your deadlines. In this course, if you miss any activity or assignment, you'll receive a 0. If for some reason you have some kind of verifiable emergency or documentation, then you can let me know and I will give you an extension. But you need to let me know as soon as possible. And if it's something that you know in advance, you need to let me know so that I can give you consideration. If you contact me after a deadline or a due date, there's very likely I will not give you an extension. If I do, it will have significant points deducted. And by being proactive, you can avoid those and you can also demonstrate your leadership qualities of being responsible. The other things on this course syllabus, dealing with what you can expect in each class, some of the important policies that are related to the University of West Georgia in general. And here's what you can expect in an online class. In our online class, and as it's mentioned here in red, you want to expect to spend the same amount of time online as if you would in a class conducted on campus, which is, again, 4.5 hours. So you want to make sure that you plan for this and you use good time management skills. If you have any questions, as mentioned before, make sure that you email me directly at sweb@wesca.edu and not through the course mail function. On this syllabus, I've also included the point structure for how you'll be assessed in this course, so you can see these various points and how it lines up to your final grade. Finally, there's a tentative course schedule. This tentative course schedule should have all the information that is correct. However, always refer to CourseDen for up-to-date assignments and activities and expectations. Your CourseDen will be your #1 place to look for assignments due, for information that you'll be required to be active with or engaged in. So although this is correct, it is tentative and it could change. So again, look at CourseDen in order to to make sure that you're on board and on track for what is due and what is expected of you. So with that said, that is your course syllabus. And the next thing I'm going to talk to you quickly about is how to navigate through Course Den. Here we are in Course Den, and I just briefly want to go through what you can expect and how you can navigate, because it may be a little different from your other professors. So basically, this is your course home, and there are announcements in this feed that you will want to look at. They'll be indicated here based on what is going to be required. But as soon as you go into your course Den, what you want to do is go straight to your content. You'll be navigating this course by the week. So for example, week 1, you'll want to go through each of these assignments. I've created a checklist that you can click on to check off and know exactly that you have met the requirements of the course or of the week. So this way, there's no question on whether or not you've completed all of the activities. So once you do that, you can move to the next section. Here just gives you what you need to read prior to week 1. This section is an activity of uploading your photo to Course Den and your University of West Georgia email that has the deadline as well as the submission that you'll need to do. This section is about the expectations of a team project. So in here, you'll go through, you'll take a look at the team project. You'll take a look at the breakdown of your team. In this class, we have 5-person teams. So just taking a look at that 5-person team will give you an idea of what will be expected of you in the team project. I also have some examples of business plans from past semesters so that you get an idea of what your finished product will look like. And as I had mentioned in the beginning or in the syllabus, that all of the chapters will actually relate to this business plan and presentation, so you'll be applying the content directly. Okay, from there, you'll need to go to the next module, which is meeting your team members after your virtual meeting. So after our meeting this week on Google Hangouts, you'll click in and you will find your team that you've been given, and you'll put your contact information, which I'll provide more information closer to the date. Then from there, you'll go to Module 1. And in Module 1, it goes through by giving a description. Then you can click to the next section, which is a video on this chapter. From there is the presentation. And then there's a quiz that you'll be required to take by the deadline. There will be an unlimited time period. So it's more or less you having the ability to demonstrate that you picked out some of the fine points of, or understand the fine points of each chapter. So after that, you'll end up going to Chapter 2, which is also still in Module 1. Go through those different sections along with the quiz. There will be another part of Module 1, which is the Emotional Intelligence Survey and Reflection, which has all the information and a link so that you can go directly to the quiz. Then from there, you will be creating a reflection file. And in that reflection, you will make sure that you put down 8 to 12 sentences of why you think your emotional intelligence quiz is true, and if it describes you, and then what you can do based on suggestions to improve it. I've also included the actual link to the quiz. And then from there, it goes directly into Module 2. And Module 2 will have a video, the presentation, the quizzes for the different chapters, all the way to Chapter 5. So Chapter 3, 4, and 5. Then from there, there's a module called Week 1 Team Project Activities. Now, after you meet with your team, which will be this week on our Google Hangout, you'll go into this discussion board and try to think of eco-friendly products or service ideas. This way, you and your team can start thinking about it and developing some ideas. And then you'll also have a little activity for team policies, which will not be due this week, but in a following week. And then I also have some product service websites to kind of inspire you, which I'll talk to you about during the virtual class. So this is what you can expect each week. From here, there'll be a week 2, week 3, 4, 5, and so on all the way to week 8. I plan to open up these modules so that you can work on them in advance. And if you have any questions, you can always let me know by sending me a text or calling me or sending me an email.
Just to give you the beginning overview of why business communication is so important is to let you know that the purposes would be to inform, to persuade, to convey goodwill, as well as to establish credibility. These are the different areas that we're going to be talking about during this course, and we're going to be applying them to a strategic communications plan. So you'll get familiar with these concepts as we move forward. The difference between strategic communication and just general communication is that it differentiates a manager from a true leader. The reason why is that higher order thinking skills are typically used when you are looking at it strategically. So you're analyzing things or evaluating things or synthesizing things. So you're looking at the whole picture and not just one area of how to communicate. In this course, you're going to be reading a book that's called The 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader. The book looks similar to this. You might have a paperback copy, but this book has 21 qualities that you're going to be going through and you're going to be reflecting upon and applying it to the project in this course. You're going to be indicating how you yourself have used these qualities or how you plan to use these qualities to make yourself a more effective communicator and a stronger leader in what you do both personally and professionally. So in this course, you're going to be demonstrating different qualities of leadership. You're going to be demonstrating qualities of good strategic communication through active participation. Actually, it says online and campus, but it's actually just online. You're going to be analyzing case studies. You're going to be developing a business plan proposal, and it's going to be, I'm going to give you more information on this. You're going to be presenting your business plan as a team using this Google Mix or Office Mix like I'm using right now to present to you. You're going to be doing your leadership presentation. That's going to be an individual presentation using a web camera, as you can see in this format. And then your everyday communication with myself and with your team members. Well, that summarizes this introduction to strategic business communication. Hopefully it was good information for you and that you have now a perspective of what to anticipate. Take a look at that course syllabus. Also make sure that you, if you have any questions regarding navigating through CourseDen, that you let me know right away. And this should have provided a good insight of what you can anticipate as you move forward in the course. But we have a lot of things that we're going to be accomplishing and a lot of great ideas that we're going to be sharing. It's all going to be culminated in a team project that I'll be explaining to you and your team members when I meet with you in your Google Hangout. So until then, enjoy this module or this week where you have different modules. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at sweb@westga.edu. All right, enjoy and take care.